Hello my friends, how are you? Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Dana. I am a low income budgeter and I do everything on an extremely tight budget. Now, if you were with me before January or before this video, you know that I took a little bit of time off because unfortunately I lost my job, but I was able to kind of fix my finances and get a little bit of help, and so I have an income now, temporary income, and my son was finally approved for SSI, so he has an income as well, which helps my household. So if you were interested in trying to see how somebody would live on, I don't know, maybe $2,000 a month, here's your video. Here is your video. Now, today I'm gonna be showing you my setup for everything. So I've been doing some journaling just to kind of get everything out. I do have a piece of hair. I do have I have ADD and ADHD, so I can't sit still. I can't think straight. I also have OCD, and it's fun. I have a whole bunch of stuff. um Anxiety, all that great stuff. And so I have been trying to do some journaling. Now I cannot afford one of those Erin Condren notebooks. I usually do everything in a regular notebook, but this year I just decided to kind of let my creativity flow, I guess. And I have been using this one. It was the only bullet journal that I could really find, and then this one right here was on sale at the time for $6, so I just grabbed it. So I'm gonna go ahead and I have like a little Beetlejuice thing going on. If you head to my other channel, you could see my setups. But right now, I'm focusing all on my budgeting. I did a video on my other channel about putting this together. So have you seen it? Yay! If you want to see it, yay! Yeah. So, but this is going to be my budgeting setup for hopefully the next 6 months. I'm going to try to do everything kind of in here, kind of similar, but my whole goal right now and focus is to get this under control. Now, last year, my budget was mainly, it wasn't like to spend, it was to tell my money where to go while trying to save, which I was able to save money, which was surprising. I left 2022 with some money in my pocket. But in 2021, I had a heart attack. I am not even 40 yet. Couple years. But I had a heart attack, and so last year, 2022, my goal was to spend as much time with my kids. So it was like save all this money and then go and do stuff. So we went to like 3 different concerts. We went on road trips. We went down to Florida for 10 days. We did a ton of stuff. And yeah, it was like kind of shaky for a while. My health did crash at one point and I was in the hospital, but I just kind of tried to make the best of it. This year, even though I'm not trying to hold myself back, I am trying to hold myself back because I really want to save. I still have the same goals. I'm kind of didn't accomplish them last year because, again, my main focus was just trying to spend time with my kids and figure everything out. So this is where I am this year. I have a whole bunch of saving goals. I might break this video up into a couple different sections or videos. I'm not really sure yet, but hopefully it won't go over too long. But if you are not new to my channel, I tend to ramble, so here we go. So this is my budget. And then this one right here is just going to be my money goals for 2023. So what I wanted to take a look at when I was doing everything was, where does most of my money go? So I found out that even though I don't have a lot of money, I've been spending a lot of money on things like fast food. Things like I'll be in a store and I'll be like, oh my god, I need this, like I need to declutter my house, so I need all these baskets, and I like hate my bed because it doesn't actually like work for my room, and so I bought a bed and just all this stuff. So I decided to kind of give myself rules and guidelines for 2023. So it is no spending on fast food. Do not buy anything not from budget. So I would go out and make a budget, and then I had a buffer in my account, and I would just spend that money and not even budget it. This year, I'm trying to budget every single dime that I get. Save money to finally get a laptop, because I have been trying to get a laptop for the last 4 or 5 years, and my laptop is from 2011, so it has not worked. But this year I'm gonna do it. No expensive vacations, which is like Florida, the 10-day vacations we usually go on, stuff like that. I always try to do a huge vacation for my family in October, because the prices are cheaper, especially when you go to Florida. And that is also my daughter's birthday, so we're always gone. But this year I'm not gonna do it, because last year I spent like $6,000, $7,000 on this vacation. I'm not gonna do it this year. This year is about saving money. It says save money goal will be $5,000 total, which is throughout all of my sinking funds, everything. On December 31st, I want to have $5,000 at least, and I know that some people, I watch Taylor Budgets a lot. She is inspirational. She's wonderful. If you guys don't know who Taylor Budgets is, you're missing out, because I'm telling you, like, she's just amazing. But she was able to save last year $10,000. It was over $10,000. Now, right now, my income is, I don't even know if I'll be making $10,000 a year. So I'm keeping it low, but reasonable, yet kind of high at the same time. So there we go. I want to get the kids to continue with their sinking funds. Now you'll see that once a month I will be filming a little red binder, or sinking funds with a red binder. If you see that, that is my son's money. I am his payee, and I'm trying to teach him how to save everything. So we sit down, we do the budgets, all that stuff, but he he tells me where to put everything, but he doesn't want to like film or, be recognized for what he's doing. But I just think that it's good to see how you can save when you have a lower income, because the way that everybody sees it is that my son is 18, so he's an adult. So he's getting like a $600 paycheck every month, and that is going to help with rent. That's going to help with utilities. That's going to help with a whole bunch of other stuff, and he has to save every month. And for those who are living on disability, or, really, really low incomes, this might be helpful for them. So I decided to kind of keep that in there. So you'll see those sinking funds going up for my son. My daughter started last year when she had her babysitting job, and she started doing cash envelopes. She's been keeping up with it, so whenever she gets birthday money, Christmas money, allowances, all that stuff, she's been putting it in there and saving all her money. I want to get monetized. So I've been like kind of just doing this channel to just hold myself accountable since 2019. This did start as a budgeting channel, so if you haven't realized already, I changed the name to Day's Budget because my name is Dana, my nickname is Day. But it used to be DIY Lotus. It was a DIY channel, and my best friends, like, for some reason I always move away from people and they were like, hey, what are you doing? That's awesome. How did you make this? How did you make that? Because I would post pictures on my Facebook. And so while I did that, I was just putting this stuff out there, and then I started to go through a bankruptcy, and I just wanted to hold myself accountable, so I started this channel. I didn't care if people subscribed. I didn't care basically, who seen it, who didn't see it. I was kind of just doing it for myself is a learning experience, but maybe to help other people, because when I started it, low income budgeters were making like 3 times as much, or yeah, 3 times more than I was making a month. And so I was like, maybe some people will see this and it will help them. But this year I actually do want to get to 1,000 subs, because I've been putting this out there for a while, and I feel like if I have maybe a bigger following, then more people would obviously see the video, and it can help more people who are in situations like me. So I have saved money from selling things that I make, because I do craft a lot. I have, like I said, like the DIY gene within me and I always seem to make something, and then I just take it and I'll put it up for Christmas, or I'll put it up for Valentine's Day, and then I'll throw it in the garbage or I'll put it in a box and forget about it. And like I'm like, well, maybe let's try to sell things and make a little side hustle out of it. Another thing that I would like to do is I would like to raise my credit score. At one point I finally had it up to like 650. After my bankruptcy, it was under like 500. I think it was like 460, 470. I never even knew it could go that low. And it was so low. But last year I finally got it up to 650, and then I lost my job and I couldn't make December payments and everything plummeted. So yeah, that was not fun. I did get caught up on my debt, but unfortunately, when you miss a payment or you're behind in a payment, it really messes with you. So I want to finally get it up close to 700. I'm hoping to get it to 700, but that is my goal. And then I did put in here raise credit card limit, because I have a credit card that I do use when I need it for like an emergency or whatever. It was a prepay one to help me try to build my credit back up. And even though I am not trying to be using credit cards this year, I feel like once I get all of this down, that maybe I could do where I had originally wanted to start, where I would just use it for gas and then pay myself back because the money was in there. And I was doing really good until I wasn't. So again, I'm trying to work on that. Pay off credit cards, like I said, it goes with that. I actually have a couple of credit cards that they're store cards, and they, like I said, were originally to help me raise my credit, and then they turned into how my kids got Christmas presents and how I don't even know. It was a big mess. But I'm taking full responsibility for that, and I will fix this to buy a car with cash. Now, as of right now, which is kind of falling into why I still have like subscriptions to things, but my car is no bueno. My car is not good at all. Over Christmas vacation, my car kind of just left me. Right now, it's basically blowing out. Like, you can drive it for like 20 minutes, and then after you drive it and it rests, it just smokes from the engine. And it's not on fire, but there's definitely something that's going on where it's smoking, and it's not good. So I'm trying to figure this out, so that way I can buy a new car, because right now I'm actually going to be going to school in about 2 weeks. I'm actually going to school for nursing and to finish my social arts degree in psychology. And so it's going to be Ubers and buses and all that crazy expensive stuff that I don't know if I could afford. So I got to buy a car. I got to buy it with cash. Hopefully my income taxes come through. I don't know what I'm going to do, but that's on there. 3 to 6 months of saving after first like 1K of emergency fund saved. So last year I had this huge grand idea that I was gonna, have all of these sinking funds, and I was gonna do it 3 to 6 months because I seen other people on their budgeting channel doing it, and I was gonna you know, just saved all this money. Well, you need to actually make the money before you can save the money. And I don't make enough. But if I've learned anything from these past, you know, 3 years, it's that you definitely do need a backup, and 3 to 6 months is really good to have. And so, when I lost my job right after Thanksgiving, I had money saved. I had been actually working on my saving funds, and I lived off of that money. That's how I paid my rent. That's how I did everything that I had to do. So, yeah, I need to build this up, but it's going to be after the 1K. So I definitely have to save this before I can start saving that. And I put these two together so that way it would remind me, like, hey, you got some stuff to do. Over here it says savings started for retirement and college for Avery. Avery is my daughter. I call her Avy. So if you ever see AVY, it just means Avy, which is what my son used to call her when she was a baby. So that's her nickname. But when I went through, I swear I only had like $20 saved for her college, and then my retirement has like $3 there. So I don't know where I'm retiring to that it only costs $3 to live, but yeah, that's how much I got. Car maintenance, which I said is very important, and this right here is what is killing me, because I knew that my car needed $1,700 worth of work. I just couldn't afford the $1,700 worth of work to get it to pass registration. So my car isn't even registered right now, which is not good. But I am going to be getting rid of this car, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But what I've learned from this one right here, car maintenance, is just that $1,700. And right now I know that it needs like at least $1,500 worth of work on top of that $1,700. So regardless what car I get in the future, I'm gonna definitely need that. This one right here just says always be a month ahead, which yes, it does coincide with this one, but I want to, if anything, always be 1 month ahead on my bills. Okay, and then the other one is just really important for me, and it says always ask myself, is this a want or a need? Do I really need this? How long am I willing to wait for it? Because it's like, there's certain things that like you want, there's certain things that you need. But it's like, do you really need it right now? Can you wait a couple of weeks? Can you make a sinking fund for it? Is it something that you can take out of an envelope that you already have? You know, stuff like that. So I have to always ask myself that, because when I see a clearance, I needs everything. I don't want it. I need it. I have to have it. And so that is in there. And this is also a big one for Dollar Tree, because back when everything was $1, oh my God, I was a baller. You don't even know. I'm going there and I spent like $70. I wouldn't even care, because everything was $1. And then now everything's $1.25. And I'm like, okay, do I really need this? Yeah, my Dollar Tree hauls have dwindled a lot, because I'm not all willy-nilly. I've been trying to use that a lot because I'm like, I'm getting older. So I've been trying to use willy-nilly for some reason. But yeah, I would just blow all of this money on like Dollar Tree hauls, and I'm like, why? Like 20 people are seeing your channel and you just spent, you know, like $100 in Dollar Tree on Thanksgiving stuff that you don't need, because no one's coming to your house for Thanksgiving. So yeah. And then that is also why I'm in a big trouble, because I don't know if you see my other videos, but I literally live in like a hoarder's mess right now, because I had to empty my storage unit. Everything is in my house. It's crazy. I'm trying not to spend any money this year. So I went ahead and I started these. I don't know if I'm going to show these every single month, but I have a credit score one, and then I have a monthly one. I just started to put in here the dates that my bills are due, and then I'll just like go ahead and check them off and make sure that they are getting paid on time for the next 6 months. And then I just have a little note down here. It says P.O. Box is due every 3 months, and it's $75. Now, why do I have this? Because when I first moved here, I was homeless, and we used my cousin's address and to get my kids into school. And then they kicked us out, or they kicked her out, and she came to live with me. But I still need an address so that my kids can stay in school. So, with that being said, that is what this is for. Don't tell anybody, please, and thank you. With my credit score right now, it did go up 12 points because I was able to pay down a lot of money. I got money for Christmas, and I just paid my bills down with that. But it being going up 12 points, it's still only 557. Like, that's really, really bad. So, yeah, I gotta work on this. This one right here, I will be going over at a different time. I'm still trying to get some of this information. Now, VIP investment, I was paying them $25 every couple of months. I know that I still owe them money. I don't know how much I owe them, and therefore I have to reach out to them and be like, how much do I owe you? For this one right here, it says New Jersey ticket. I ended up getting a ticket because I went the wrong way on the Garden State Parkway. Not like I was driving the wrong way, but it splits into two different lanes. One is for easy passes, the other one is for cash, and I accidentally got on the one that was for the easy pass, and therefore they ended up charging me the highest amount that anybody could charge, and I believe it's $146. So I have to do that one. And then it says Connecticut. It says tickets, but it's not actual tickets. So Connecticut and New York, they take a plate picture, just like in Florida. They take a picture of your license plate and they're supposed to send it to you. Now, I know that in the last 6 months, I've been to New Jersey to see my family multiple times. I've never received these tickets. And if you don't pay them, especially in New York, they will go after your driver's license. And so I need to reach out to them and figure out where this all is. But my student loans, I know how much this is, but it's on deferment. Care New England, this is from when I was in the hospital, so I have to see how much I actually owe and start a payment plan with them. Rhode Island Energy is just my electric bill. I'm still like $500 behind, but I'm on a payment plan, but I want to get this down as much as possible. These 4 right here are just my credit cards, but I'll do that at a different time. This budgeting notebook I decided needed a little quote in there, and it just says budgeting is not a shackle of spending limits, but a reminder of what's important to you. And so one of my goals this year, or personal goals, is to be in control. I want to be in control of my finances, my job situation, just my housing situation, everything. And I'm trying to declutter, and in order to declutter, I need to get rid of a lot of stuff, and therefore I need to control what comes into my house. Like I said about like the Dollar Tree hauls, all that other stuff. I don't want to continue to live like this. It was easier when it was in a storage unit and I didn't have to deal with it. Now I have to deal with it face to face, and I can barely walk in my house. So yeah, this is important. This one I just labeled it Dream On. Basically, this is just what I'm gonna be writing on here. Like my luggage, I need brand new luggage. When I went to New Jersey this time, when I came back, I realized that my suitcase is completely cracked and the seam is coming apart, and so I have to actually get rid of all of my suitcases. And so because they're in such bad condition. Yeah. So I put this on here. It is gonna be part of a sinking fund, but it's not a huge priority right now. But these are just little things. Like, I want to get a fireproof safe so that way I can keep that in my house. It's one of those, like, when the shit hits the fan, sinking funds. I need a meat tenderizer, but I keep forgetting about it. So do I really need it? I just kind of want one. And then my grandmother, I want to try to save enough so that way I can bring her to Graceland, because that's like her dream. She's going to be 83 years old, and so I'm trying to make that happen like ASAP, but I have to save for it, and I can't really do a sinking fund on that right now. So Um, this one right here is my low spend ideas. I will go through all of this with you at a different time and tell you kind of like how I plan on doing all of this stuff. This one's right here is going to be my sinking funds, and I will go over all of this with you at a different time as well. This one right here is going to be my son's sinking funds. He completely chose his own sinking funds. I already got him a binder, already started stuffing for him, all of that great stuff. So that is in there. And then this is just everything. My kid has already saved $910. And this is my daughter's sinking funds. Again, I will go over all of this with you at a later time, and she was able to save $211. And then this one right here is just going to be, yeah, it's just gonna be like totals and stuff like that. And then I will definitely go over these with you at another time. So I will explain all of these to you, but they basically are my sinking funds, or my saving challenges, I should say. And then this right here is what my budget is going to look like in the future, hopefully. And I'm going to do these every single month, so that way I can start saving and just holding myself accountable. So I'm going to go ahead, and because I feel like this video is way too long as it is, I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at this. But I hope that you guys definitely, if you are new here, that you will subscribe to my channel, so that way we can go through all of this right here, and I will hold myself accountable, I promise you that, because these goals are all being met in 2023. So I will see you in the next video. The next video is going to be about the sinking funds, and yeah, I will see you guys later. I hope that you had a great Christmas and a wonderful new year, and that this year is just so much better than all the other ones, and you know, your own savings goals, that you accomplish every single one of them. And I'm so proud of you guys, because I know that you guys are rocking it out there. And so I hope to see you later. I hope that you do like and subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.